Hey guys, it's Adam with Unleashed Wargaming. Got another battle report. I actually have two battle reports that are going to be coming up. One of them was actually before this game, and I've already done the audio for it, but the lighting in the background was a window behind us, and it kind of washed out some of the pictures. I've got them in Photoshop, trying to make them look a little better before I put it up, but it will be up either way. Even if it looks terrible, it will be up. So, a friend of mine challenged me to a game. He said 2,500 points. His Dwarves versus my High Elves. We don't know why, but the first time we did, most of my videos get 200-300, maybe a little bit more than 300 views. Not a really big channel, not a ton of views on all of them. But for some reason, the first game we played, the new Dwarves versus the High Elves, topped 5,200 views recently, and that's crazy. And we have no idea that why that one video has over 5,000 while the rest have 200-300. So here we go again, 2,500 points, Dwarves versus High Elves. He said, bring units you don't usually bring. And that doesn't mean nobody brings them. It's just something I don't normally bring. And he was going to do the same thing. So this is what we came up with. There's a look at the entire board. I took this picture for the terrain. And to go over briefly, the top left corner is a wall, never comes into effect. The little, right below that wall is a little base of a statue. That one was an Elven Waystone, lets you channel extra dice, never came into effect. The big stone, the little hewn stone there, is an Idol of Gork, never came into the game. At the top, the crater is a mist-wreathed swamp, and that would have come in the last turn we played, but we stopped before it did, so no point in it. Right in the middle of the big piece of coral, the big thing there is a, what's it called? The Necropolis of Heroes. So anything within 6 inches makes it as stubborn. It does come into effect a little bit in the game. Directly above it is a little ruin. It's an arcane ruin, has no effect on the game. And on the right, the other column standing up there is a sinister statue, and boy does it play a part in the game. And then down in the right hand side is a weirding well, which played no part in the game. So moving along, here's a look at the left side of his field, my left side of his deployment. That is 22 quarrelers. No characters in there, but they do have command. On the other side of the swamp is Gyrocopter number 1. Then he has 20 Ironbreakers with a Thane in it. I believe that's his general. I'm not positive, but he's got his Thane in there. And I don't know what he has equipped either, sorry. I did not get his list. We were very good with taking notes and all that. And then when we went our separate ways, I realized he had the notes. So there's his Ironbreakers. Next picture. Next to them was 10 Slayers. Then a Flame Cannon. That is a unit of 20 Thunderers. He has his, his BSB in there with a Master Rune of Grungni, whatever you want to call it. And that gives him the unit a 4+ ward, and I think everything around it a 5+ ward, something like that. And then he's also got a Runesmith in that unit over on the right hand side. Behind it is Gyrocopter number 2. There in the back is a Grudge Thrower, no runes. There on the right hand side is another unit of 10 Dwarves, 10 Slayers, I'm sorry. There's another picture of that side. You can see his third Gyrocopter. So that's 3 Gyrocopters, which means 2 of them can Vanguard. Then after my deployment, he popped up with 2 units of 10 Rangers. Yeah, 2 units of 10 Rangers. He put them 12 inches in front of me just to block my Vanguard moves. And it's not a bad idea. Here's a look at my deployment. On the far left, facing his Quarrelers, I put 5 Illyrian Reavers. I got to deploy first, so that's where I put my first unit. Over to the right is a second unit of 5 Illyrian Reavers. Next to them is a Bolt Thrower. Let me go back. The reason the first unit is up front, I'll explain in my turn 1. The other unit of Reavers is so far back because I've kept them 30.5 inches away from his quarter so they can't be shot if he goes first. Same with the Bolt Thrower. Next to that Bolt Thrower, I have a Frostheart Phoenix. I have never used one. I always use a Flame Phoenix, but against Dwarves it just didn't seem like it would do so good, so I took the Frostheart. I've got a Sky Cutter, and I've used it once. It did absolutely nothing until the last turn of the game, and then I charged a War Machine with it and failed to kill anything. Just hit and stop. So here comes round 2 with it. I'm going to try it again. Those 2 little units there are 10 archers each. And the really cool thing about High Elves and archers, you can take them in units of 10, run them 3 wide. So you get 3 ranks of 3, and then 1 sticking off the back. High Elves can shoot in 1 extra rank, so that's all 9 of them shooting. And then if you do volley fire, the back rank only has 1 model, and you round up. So you can run them like this, and all 10 get to shoot. Because we're playing such an odd list, I had to stick my characters. I don't have any foot soldiers for combat, so I had to put both my characters in, which pushed 1 more archer to the back, so I didn't take full advantage of that formation. I've got a level 2 wizard in the one on the left, the woman in the blue with the blonde hair. She is using high magic, and she carried a power stone. I almost gave her a dispel scroll, and then I realized I was playing dwarves. And then next to that, the other 10 there, I put my lore master and my general. Well, my lore master is my general. He gets all 8 of the signature spells. And I gave him the 4-up ward save, Talisman of Preservation, and I gave him the Book of Hoeth, which is really a cool combination because all of those signature spells are pretty low casting values. So if you roll high, like 10 or 11 or whatever, like I did most of the time in this game, you can throw 2 dice at things, and if you fail, re-roll one of them. And so you can, it's still a little risky, but you can throw very few dice and get off a bunch of spells. Next to them are 11 Sisters of Avelorn with a Hand Maiden in there. She's got the Reaver Bow and the Potion of Strength. And over here on the right, I have 10 Silver Helms, full command. That's the solid black unit. The one that's partially painted is 8 Dragon Princes. My General and BSB are in there. Now BSB has the Charm Shield, which discounts the first hit on a 2-up. The Golden Crown, which is discards the first wound on a 2-up. And then he's got the Crown of Command. My General is carrying the Dawnstone, which allows him to reroll all armor saves. He's got a 2-up armor save, so that's good. He's also got the Cloak of Beards, which causes terror in dwarves. And when you get in touch with any dwarf carrying a magic item on a 4-up, that item is destroyed. So he's going to be looking for characters. So yeah, there we go. That unit also has the War Banner. There's a look at my spells. My level 2 got Walk Between Worlds and Fiery Convocation, and my what is he? My Lore Master, of course, gets all the signature spells, so that's good. I didn't get a picture of the dwarf spells, but you just have to guess. Alright, turn 1, I charged my Frost Phoenix into the first unit of Rangers. He also vanguarded his gyrocopter up, so I declared a charge with my Dragon Princes into it. There's a look at my left flank, and as you can see, I put those, this is what I was going to tell you about earlier. It's something I do every once in a while against, an army that can shoot a lot. I'll put a fast unit like my Reavers way over on the left flank when I deploy. I put them out first, and I put them way over on one side and let him start dropping things to counter them, like his crossbowmen and things like that. And then I'm so fast, I can just turn and wheel away and ride out of his range, leave them over here on this flank by themselves, and it takes them a little time to move up to where they're actually any good. Now, my Phoenix, if he wins that combat, he will be in range for them to shoot at him, but toughness 6, they're going to be hard-pressed to do any damage. And he can fly 20 inches, so he can get away after one turn of shooting. So that's my initial plan, is to leave them high and dry over here by themselves. Other than that, I didn't do much movement. My bolt thrower, of course, didn't move. Sky cutter standing still. My archers didn't want to move, so that's how it looks. And over on the right hand side, you can see that his other gyrocopter in the middle flew up behind those rangers. My dragon princes landed their charge on the far right gyrocopter, and I really want to get rid of those things. I've played a game against these dwarves before, and he vanguarded, got turn one, flew up beside my Sisters of Avelorn, laid the template down, the steam gun or whatever it is, and killed every one of them. So toughness 3 elves with the toughness 3 breath weapon is not a good combination, so got to get rid of it. When we go into shooting, I took 20 archers, 2 units of 10 archers, and fired them at this thing. I fired the sky cutter at it and missed it. And so out of all that shooting, I did 2 wounds. There's a look. Okay, this bolt thrower over here fired and hit the far left gyrocopter that didn't vanguard and put 2 wounds on it. Almost got it. That would have been great. And then this is the roll to hit for my Sisters of Avelorn. I just decided I had to take out that gyrocopter, so I fired, and that's a pretty good roll to hit. And it paid off. It's a beautiful picture down on their level. You can see the gyrocopter crashed back there, and had to do it. We were laughing. One time he spent probably about 60 bow shots with elves trying to kill 5 wolf riders, and killed 4 of them with about 60 shots. So returning the favor with a gyrocopter. This is a look at his Grudge Thrower. I drank the potion of strength beginning of my turn. Hit this stupid thing 3 times. Needed 3s to wound because she's strength 8 now, and managed to roll a 1, 2, and a 3. So I got 1 wound. So take these little gambles. But anyway. The Dragon Princes easily dispatched this gyrocopter on the right flank, and they will reform. Yeah, there's a look at their reform. They're now facing the... it's not my turn to charge again, but now they're facing his flank pretty much. Over on the left side, the Frost Phoenix, and like I said, I was a little nervous. I've never used a Frost Phoenix. I know everybody loves them, but usually when I take these, I take them against things like I played a Skaven guy with them and an Orcs and Goblins army, and all those master ranks. The Flame Phoenix is just wonderful. So I was proud of him. He killed 5 Rangers, and while they're still steadfast and they're within 6 inches of something that makes them stubborn, the Necropolis of Heroes, he still broke, and I was able to run him down. So Frost Phoenix is looking pretty good in my book. I'm pretty happy with him. There's an overlook of the board after turn 1. As you can see, 2 gyrocopters down, 1 in the back with 2 wounds. So that's my priority first thing, is I gotta get rid of those gyrocopters. Dwarves turn 1. He declares a charge with his Slayers. He needed a 10. It was 13 inches away, but he knows if he doesn't charge me, I'm going to charge him. So he might as well try. He also declared a charge with his Rangers coming at my middle unit of archers, the one with my Lore Master in it. So that's kind of ugly. He found out he could fit it in there without clipping either one of the other units, so he's going to try and hit it, break it, blow through it, and be behind me. There's a look at how far his Slayers made it. Their little stubby legs just couldn't do it. They stopped. They only went 4 inches. And there's a look at his... I think he rolled a 4 and a 1 over here, too. His his Rangers went forward 4 inches, so they failed their charge as well. The Sinister Statue, it turns out those aren't Elven runes on there. Those must be Dwarven runes. It notices my Silver Helms and hits them a good number of times. Gets through the armor on 2 of them. So right away, this piece of terrain has killed 2 Silver Helms. And if that's not enough, it then notices my Dragon Princes and zaps 2 of them. It never says that it's a magical attack or flaming attack or anything. So I only got my armor save -1, and apparently a 3-up armor save just isn't good enough. So 2 silver helms and 2 dragon princes died to the sinister statue. What is this? Okay, on his left flank, as you can see, the Slayer unit up in the top right turned to start moving over this way. The Iron Breakers moved forward to, I guess, to try and get the Phoenix. He moved his gyrocopter up. I guess he was hoping I would charge the... Sorry, that thing messed up on me. I think he moved his gyrocopter up, hoping he could move up into place. And then when I charged it, he would countercharge with the Iron Breakers, but this isn't a dumb Phoenix. His flame template from the gyrocopter failed to wound, but his quarrelers managed to sneak in a wound on the Phoenix. And I got to that high toughness with a ward save and all that good stuff. This thing is tough. This is hard to kill. Over here, I'm not exactly sure what killed that Dragon Prince laying down there. Yeah, I think it was his Thunderers. I think he managed to fire. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Maybe the statue got him again. That thing was nasty. His flame cannon fired and hit this. Yeah, it was his Thunderers that killed a Dragon Prince. Then his flame cannon shot and hit 2 of these and only killed 1. His Grudge Thrower, he went for center mass, but it drifted 2 inches and failed to wound the sisters, and it killed 4 of these archers out of my Lore Master's unit. Elves turn 2. I managed to get the charge off onto his Slayers, and if you will notice, I was so happy to see this. When he failed his charge, it angled him towards me. So now when I charge, if I kill all this unit, I know they can't break, but if I can kill all of them, I've got about a 5-inch gap between me and the flank of his Thunderers that have all of his characters. So all I've got to do is kill these 10 Slayers with all these amazing Dragon Princes, and I've got a real easy overrun straight into his flank. The Phoenix bypasses the gyrocopter and charges straight into the quarrelers. He does his stand and shoot, but fails to wound anything. Over here, I decided to focus fire. I turned my attention away from his ranks or his backfield anyway, and decided to get these other rangers out of the way. I moved the Sky Cutter over so we could get a shot at his gyrocopter. I brought the Reavers around to shoot at the Rangers. I did not move the Archers at all so they can shoot the Rangers, and the Sisters didn't move so they can shoot the Rangers. In my remaining moves, I moved my Silver Helm straight forward so they could line up a charge against that Grudge Thrower. In my magic phase, I cast Wyson's Wild Form and got it off on the Sisters, which isn't going to do them any good, but the Handmaiden is now Strength 5 normal, so her bow is Strength 6 because it's Strength as user +1. So she's a little tougher now. Then I got off Soul Quench on his Rangers with Irresistible Force. Killed 2. That's not just wonderful. And in the backlash, I rolled a 4 Dimensional Cascade, put a wound on my caster, killed 2 archers out of 1 unit, killed 5 out of the other unit. So she is not just covering herself with glory so far, killing more of her own than the enemy. So, alright, let's just keep on moving through the magic. No, that was the end of magic, actually. We go into the shooting phase. She did not get sucked into the warp, by the way. She messed up, but not that bad. All the archers shot into here. Then the sisters fired into there, into the Rangers, and we managed to kill all but 2. And I was really tempted, now that I'm Strength 6 with that bow, to try and shoot that Grudge Thrower down again, or something like that. But I wasn't even going to let these 2 Rangers charge in here and pull off some heroic stunt, so I used my Handmaiden and finished them off. Her 3 shots hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s was enough to kill those last guys. In combat, the Frost Phoenix was able to kill 4 of the Quarrelers and took no wounds in return, but they are steadfast and stayed where they are. And over on the right flank in combat, my Dragon Princes killed every one of the Slayers brutally. It was great. And in his return attacks, he was able to, his whatever, Slayers get that one death throw where they get that one attack, and he was able to bring down one of the Dragon Princes for their efforts. And now for the overrun. Yes, I need 5 inches to get in. I roll 3 dice for my overrun, and it looks like this. I roll 3 ones. So, yeah, that was very disappointing. I was hoping to hit there, just really mess them up. I'd be in base contact with his Runesmith there on the side, and I would be able to just tear this unit up. But it wasn't meant to be. There's an overlook at the board. You can see where everything is, and still a lot of stuff out there. It's good that the gyrocopters are crippled and kind of put out of commission, but he still has a lot of shooting. Still has a flame cannon. That thing is rough when it hits. At his movement phase, he flew his gyrocopter up. It's only got 1 wound left. He put it behind the Acropolis of Heroes. He moved his Slayers a little closer to the swamp. In order to charge, he's trying to line up where he can charge my Phoenix. In order to do that, he's going to have to go through this swamp, and if he ends up in it in the beginning of his turn, or both of our turns actually, on the roll of a 1, D6 of them die, so he's got to be careful going through there. His Iron Breakers move up a little bit. Over here, he pivots his Thunderers, pivots them to face my charge, so I'm no longer in his flank, and he'll be able to stand and shoot when I come in, which shouldn't be too bad, with a 2-up armor save and a 6-up ward. Should be able to get in there no problem. The flame cannon fires, thing flies, does a perfect range, kills all but one of the archers, so now this unit has been decimated to a wizard, a level 2 wizard who has 1 wound left and 1 archer. So yeah, they passed their panic test, but it's time for them to have their own little exodus so that they're not giving up points. And the combat phase, I kill 3 this time. Didn't do quite as good. And he put another wound through on the Phoenix. I still win combat. He is steadfast and sticks around again. And there's an overlook at the board. As you can see, the Phoenix is over there by himself. Those Slayers are still too far to land a good charge. And so it looks like, my tactic of putting the Reavers over on the left and then running away is kind of lured the Iron Breakers over here away from the combat. The Slayers are distracted and just going after the big Phoenix. I think he was hoping to use his 4-up to wound special rule. And so it's kind of worked. It's not it's not something that's going to be totally game deciding, but it is kind of good for spreading out your enemy. My turn 2, I declare charges with, or is this my turn 3? It doesn't matter. I declare charges with the Dragon Princes into the Thunderers. He declares to stand and shoot. I declare a charge with my Silver Helms into the Grudge Thrower. He wishes he could stand and shoot. And look at this. Oh my goodness. He does 5 wounds that I can't save with my regular guys. He kills 4 Dragon Princes on the way in. 1 wound carried over to the BSB, who was able to use the Charm Shield and turn it down. So, wow, what a tough stand and shoot. He just obliterated that unit on the way in. And not only that, that was the last of the Dragon Princes. All that's left is my Noble and the BSB. So he gets points for the Dragon Princes. So, good shooting. Over up there, the Silver Helms made it in, of course. here's a look at my backfield. As you can see, I moved the level 2 wizard and the archer over behind the Necropolis of Heroes to kind of give them some shelter so I don't give up their points. Fly the Sky Cutter over the Necropolis of Heroes and land here so that I can get a bolt, the bolt thrower to fire. I would have loved to shoot the gyrocopter, but the way we see it, a chariot has to make his wheel before he moves. He can't move and then wheel. If I'm wrong, please let me know. This Sky Cutter counts as a chariot, and while it has the fly rule, under unit type it says chariot, so we played it as I had to turn before I moved and then go straight. So I turned, I flew him 10, landed him here. Now he has a line of sight drawn to the war machine back there or the flank of the Slayer, so I could take down maybe 5 or so. There's an overlook at the board after my movement, just so you can see where everything is. In my magic phase, I got off Wyson's Wild Form again on the Sisters of Avelorn. And believe it or not, the Sky Cutter did something. I fired the Bolt Thrower, I hit the War Machine, and rolled a 6 for the D3 wounds. So finished it off, that's great. Again in combat, he got a combat reform last time to bolster his ranks, but this time the Phoenix didn't let me down. He killed 5 more. And on the far right side of the field, the Silver Helms did their work and killed off the Grudge Thrower. And I don't know if I got a picture or not, but they reformed to face the flank of those Thunderers there. Yeah, there you can see them up at the top. So that's a look at the board. Apparently, yeah, I'll go back. I didn't get a picture of the combat with my general up there. He issued a challenge, and the Thunderers accepted with their champion. He got 2 wounds in, but they parried 1, so he still killed the champion. But then he went back into the combat. He couldn't hurt my BSB. I was able to use my armor and stop all of those. So, yeah, we stuck that out. I don't even know. I think I won that by 1 with my BSB, the charge, the wound. But either way, whoever won that combat, we're both stubborn because I have the Crown of Command, so we just sat there. In the Dwarf's turn, he declares a charge with the Slayers. I think he needed a 10 again to get in there into the flank. And he failed, and look at how many of them are in the swamp. That looks like 10 of the, let's see, it's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so 8 of them are standing in the swamp, so that's going to be ugly. And then he flies his gyrocopter right over here, and this is why they had to go. As you can see, he has landed 1 inch away from either unit, so it's perfectly legal. He's going to be able to lay a flame template down that's going to hit all 4 of these archers and my lore master, and the big teardrop part will go over my Sisters of Avelorn. So, yeah, that's why the gyrocopters had to die. And believe it or not, he failed to wound any of my archers. My lore master rolled his 4-up ward and saved it. And then out of the, I think, 9 sisters, he only killed 5, which is bad. They passed their panic test, but losing 5 of them is kind of rough. Yeah, that gyrocopter's got to go. Over here in the combat, I issue another challenge. His Thane accepts. The Cloak of Beard, I rolled a 3, failed to destroy his BSB's magic banner. Which is a shame. And believe it or not, I failed to wound him, and he put 1 wound on me. My re-rollable 2-up armor save just isn't enough. And my 6-up ward. So yeah, he's really letting me down. In the far left, the Phoenix finally comes through for me. This is in his turn. It kills, or it breaks the crossbowmen, the quarrelers, and runs them down. So I am more than happy with this Phoenix. Excuse me. Here's an overlook of the board after his turn. As you can see, well, you can see it. In my turn, I declare a charge with the Silver Helms into his left flank of the Thunderers. And then I declare a charge into the right flank of the Thunderers with my Sky Cutter. As you can see, I flew the Phoenix over those Slayers so they can't charge at him. In the magic phase, I tried to cast the Mystifying Miasma on that unit to weaken it up, and he used all of his dice to stop it. I was able to pull out some more dice and cast Wyson's Wild Form and bolster my guys. So now they're +1 strength, +1 toughness, meaning I can wound a little bit better. And then with the last of my dice, I cast Fiery Convocation. Sorry for the lighting. It's in a kind of dark room, and it was getting dark, so the light from the windows wasn't helping either. Fiery Convocation I cast on this unit and killed 5 of them. So this is actually, let's see. No, that wasn't it. I moved the Lore Master and his 4 archers forward just to make room for the sisters to turn and do their work. And they did so handily. They turned and peppered this thing. I think it had 1 wound left, and they put 5 wounds on it, so I was very happy with that. And this is the last of it. The Sky Cutter came in and did absolutely nothing. Its impact hits did no wounds. He armor saved him. Actually, he had a 6 on his armor save, I think. The bird pulling at the rock or whatever did nothing. The guys in the back did nothing. My BSB killed 1. My general still failed to put a wound on him, but he couldn't hurt me either. Silverhelms killed 4, so I'm really glad they came in when they did. Did the combat res, and he failed his break test. And he had his BSB. That's right, he failed it twice. That's right, he failed his break test twice, and that's where we called it. We didn't even roll to see if I called him, because all he has left, to see if I got an overview. Yeah, there's an overlook of the board. All he has left is the, I think, like 16 iron breakers that are kind of out of position. And he's got 10 Slayers up there facing the wrong way. So, it was a good game. It was fun. I do not like shooting in 8th edition, but it really worked out. I was real happy with it. I mean, they held their own against Dwarves, no less. Now, granted, he didn't take all the war machines like normal. We were taking different things. But, yeah, the flame cannon had me worried. And so did the Grudge Thrower, because my stuff is toughness 3, and there's no armor on these guys. So, yeah, Dragon Princes, I'm usually just madly in love with them. I usually take 3 ranks, because they get that extra rank when you fight, and why not take advantage of it? But, trying to take different stuff, I didn't want to just overpower 1 unit, so I only took the 8 Dragon Princes and put the characters in there like normal. And that was really, them and the Silverhelms were my only combat. I was proud of them for overrunning that gyro. I mean, of course they're going to kill the gyrocopter. That's not a great thing. Killing the Slayers was good. I mean, there's 10 of them. They don't have any armor, so that's not a surprise. But those Thunderers just laid into them and wiped them out. Silverhelms they go back and forth. Sometimes they do really good. Other times they just totally let me down. So I'm kind of proud of them. They came in and saved the day at the end, and they got rid of that Grudge Thrower. Sisters of Avelorn, everything I fired them at was just wonderful. Everything I fired them at, they did really good. They killed those Rangers, just butchered them. They killed the gyrocopter. They were great. Love them. The Reavers, I mean, they did their job. That's a trick. I usually do that with Bretonnians too. I will set up on one side of the board, and when I first deploy, I put a unit way over on one side, maybe some Knights Errant or something, or even Peg Knights. That's even better. I put them over on one side and let him start counter deploying over there, and then I'll put the rest of my army over on the totally opposite side of the board. And generally, your opponent will try and match it. He'll see you have something over there, and he'll think you're trying to outflank him, and he'll start putting his stuff on that side too. Then in turn 1, you do swift reforms, turn your battle line to look across the board. You fly your Peg Knights or whatever you have, or you run your Reavers, and you just leave whatever he deployed at first over on one side, just leave it behind, and take your whole force and attack the other corner. And it's a great tactic. It works it just depends on who you're playing. If you're playing against Bretonnians or someone who's quick, it's not going to work. But against dwarves or anybody with foot soldiers, really, it works great. I love the Frostart Phoenix. That thing, oh my gosh, that thing was just perfect. Everything he got into needed 6s to hurt him. He's toughness 6, strength 6. He's got 5 wounds. His Thunder Stomp causes terror. I loved him. I see why everybody takes him now, and I see why people take 2. I probably won't do that, but I see why people do it. It was a fun game. I enjoyed taking the Sky Cutter again. I wouldn't take it competitively. I think in the whole game it managed to, hit that one war machine and kill it. But that's out of 4 turns of firing it and all that. And when I finally did charge, it did nothing. Didn't even hurt him, so oh well. But it was a great game. We had a good time. Took a long time, but we had a good time. And I love the dwarves. Would love to have a dwarf army, as a matter of fact, and try them out myself. But I think high elves and dark elves are basically the same army. But I think they're my favorite as far as being killy and getting in and getting the job done. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe and comment below, especially if you saw anything wrong. I want to know about it. If I mess something up or you see something that we should have done differently, let me know. And appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. Should have it up before too long anyway. Thanks.